we're live. Oh, I think we're live. Are we live? Are we live? Are we good? I think we are. So, there's not every day, potentially, there is a historic moment in video games. But today might be that day. I know, I'm probably being a little bit overdramatic, but Xbox could potentially go completely third party today. How mad is that? So, of course, we're going to react to the podcast. For some reason, at the moment, there is absolutely no link whatsoever. So I'm just literally pressing refresh. Bit weird. There's no live stream link. There's no video link. There's no premiere. Yeah, this is a historic moment. We're going to react to it. I don't know if I want to like pause it and then react to it or not. Maybe let me know in the comments. God mod, I read that really wrong. God mod has arrived. Hello, Wes. Hope you're well. Hey, super intrigued to see what happens here. I know. I'm really jealous you got that headset, by the way. I want that headset. Welcome to the stream, though. Dreams. Hey. Hello, Rose. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Edward. Hope you're well. Yeah, hopefully there's a link soon because I can't find one. I completely can't find one. Very, very weird. This is like a pretty big moment, and we don't have a link yet. It's a little bit weird. Even if it's just like a private video, you can still give us a link. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look. Let's scour the old Twitters. See if we can find it. Just got home. Step one, smoke out. Okay. Watch the Xbox podcast. Step 3, Madam Web. Okay, that guy's got his day sorted out. Yeah, I don't think it's live yet. Still can't find a link yet. Oh, poop. Hopefully the stream's okay though, apart from it being completely black there. Been waiting for 8 years. Hi, Game Riot. A West Ham fan here. Well, Craigie, I can only apologise. I'm actually wearing the new training kit. Can you guys see that? There we go. Yeah. I actually went to that last game. I went to the last game. I left at 5-0. I think I did pretty well, honestly. 5-0. I was like, no, I'm off. I'm done. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you, Scott. Dug out my OG Xbox. Been doing some old school OG walkthroughs. Well, go and check out Edward. Can someone tell me what does third party mean? So, Rob, very good question. So, basically, this stream, we believe they're going to announce that Xbox games will be playable on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation. By the way, let me know in the comments. Is there any Xbox fans, even in the video or the live stream? Does this really upset you? Are you gutted? Are you gutted you bought an Xbox? Let me know in the comments. For a person like myself, obviously, I don't really care. I just want to play good video games. I have a Series X, have a Series S, have a PS5, but I'm very, very lucky. Let me know. Hey man, love your playthroughs. Thank you very much. Is it Tezza? I said it wrong. Is it official? Xbox really going third party? Well, that's what the podcast is for. That's why we're reacting to it. We believe today they're going to announce Sea of Thieves for Switch and PlayStation, I believe. Is it Pendant? I forgot the name now. That Obsidian game. Pendant? I forgot the name of it. That's apparently going to come out again on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. And the last one was Why Has It Left My Brain? What game is it? It's not Starfield. What's the other game? Oh, damn it. It's left my brain. There's another game. I forgot what it is. It's ticking. I can't remember what the game is. But yeah, basically it means Xbox games, which is kind of crazy, will be playable on PlayStation, on Nintendo Switch. They want to basically put their games on anything that's got a screen. they want their games to be playable. So they're basically turning into a Sega, not Nintendo, a third-party publisher, like a Activision, like a EA, Codemasters, random examples like that. Hi-Fi Rush, there we go. Oh, thank you. Why did that leave my brain? That's so frustrated. Yeah. Please do more Power World. Please do more Power World. I will see. I may do more. Indiana Jones, we're not 100% sure about yet. There is rumors they are going to try and release it like day and date on PlayStation, but I don't think that's going to happen. Forza on PS4. Yeah, that could be quite crazy. Yeah, so there's an argument. Obviously, this is potentially good for Xbox, but I feel like anyone that just their sole console is an Xbox would probably feel a bit upset, I guess. Doesn't Xbox going for full third party completely devalue their system? That's also an argument. And it's also an argument as to why would you buy their next system? Why would you keep the Series X? Well, Series X, you may prefer the ecosystem. You may have your friends on Xbox. You may like Game Pass isn't going anywhere, so Xbox is still pretty big in that sense. And they've got quite exciting plans. It sounds like they're going to make a powerful system again, and they're going to do their next console is going to be still like the Series S. We're going to have like a portable console, which sounds pretty cool. So we'll see. I have a bad feeling that they are still going to keep kind of closed off and continue to use the case by case phase. Yeah, you might be right. And we finish the stream just as uncertain. Yeah, that's what I'd love to see in this podcast or stream or whatever it's going to be. Are you going third party, or again, is it case by case? Like the chat said. I don't know. I don't know. I would like it to be like, yep, bam, third party, or even to say every Bethesda game or every Activision game is going to go third party. Something just like very, very clear. I'm fed up of the questions. I'm sure Xbox fans are fed up as well. Every time an Xbox game comes out, like Starfield, is it coming to PlayStation? Is it coming to PlayStation? I get bored of it. I actually get really bored of the whole like Game Pass question as well. When a game comes out full price, when's it on Game Pass? Just if you want it, buy it. If you don't want it, wait, or just wait for a sale. I don't know. Selling my Series X this weekend. Haven't used it for over 6 months. Wow, Genie. Not gonna lie, I'm in a similar boat. My PS5 gets used a lot. My PC gets used a lot. Yeah, it should be starting soon. Where the hell's the link, man? There's no link whatsoever. Right, 1 sec. I'm just gonna mute that for a second. So I'm just gonna go into my sub feed, see if it's popping up or not. No, it's just other people streaming it.
Every meal is
that's kind of funny. I just realised my headphones aren't plugged in. There we go. At least that's a positive. Anyone want Starfield on PlayStation? That's also a really good point, actually, from Adam there. Even if they do bring these games to third party to PlayStation, will they buy them? Like, is anyone going to buy Hi-Fi Rush? Is anyone going to buy Sea of Thieves? I don't know. We don't know. Oh, thank you, Genie. Jeff, by the way, hates me. Jeff Keighley. Let's not go into it though. No, that's not. I think that's a link though. No, it's just gone to the hub again. It's literally just. It's just the link. Is that right, Genie? It just sends me to this. This is literally starting in like 2 seconds, and I don't know. I don't have a link yet. It's meant to start now. Okay, it's meant to be out now. No, it's still not here. What is going on? I don't want to miss any of it. Right, let's try. Oh, did the sign just move then? So it moved. Do I not have my screen back up as well? Should probably put that back. Display. There we go. Well, I'm trying to find the link, guys. 1 second. Does Kind of Funny have it up yet? No. We are waiting for said link. It is 8 o'clock, right? I can't see it. Typical Xbox. Again, even like this, what are we doing? There should be a link, man. There should be like a link to the live stream. Go down to podcast. Oh. What? Oh my god. It's out. Wonderful spot there. Whoever said that? Who said that? Cool. 5555555. That is a very good. I think people are just like, this not there. Wow. Good, incredible spot there. Right, are we going to watch this? It's 4K. What are you doing? All right. Let's go bring my chart. Are we ready? It's up. I'm watching it right now. This is it. This is the podcast. It's 20 minutes. Let's do it. Let me know if the volume and stuff is okay. This is a big deal, by the way.
Hello and welcome to the official Xbox podcast. I'm your host, Tina Amini, and we have a very special episode today, as you can probably tell by the fact that I'm joined by Phil, Sarah, and Matt. Welcome. And we're going to talk about some updates at Xbox. We want to talk about game exclusivity. We want to talk about Activision Blizzard now that they're part of our portfolio, how that might be an impact on Game Pass. And we want to talk about hardware too and how all of this fits into the strategy at Xbox. So where should we start, Phil?
Well, when we originally had planned for the show, starting back in December,
he doesn't want this.
I think we probably would have started with Activision Blizzard, maybe talked a little bit about the exclusivity with some of the news coming up, and then hardware. But we've had some unforeseen news that has come out. So let's just go and tackle the exclusivity question, because I know it's on the minds of a lot of people. We hear from the community, and that's an important input for us. So we made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles, just 4 games, not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. We're making these decisions for some specific reasons. We make every decision really with the long-term health of Xbox in mind. And long-term health of Xbox means a growing platform, our games performing, building the best platform for creators, reaching as many players as we can. We're always looking to learn as a leadership team and to grow. And we think this is an interesting point in time for us to use what some of the other platforms have right now to help grow our franchises. So we're going to do that.
So these 4 titles, what are they? Can you say?
I'm not going to name those games. The teams that are building those games have announced plans that are not too far away. As we know, game teams put a lot of energy into their announcements with the partners. So I don't want to take anything away from those teams. So I won't be talking about the titles specifically, but I think when they come out, it'll make sense.
Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
Well, what was the criteria in how the team was thinking about selecting those 4 titles?
Let me start a little bit outside of that, and then I'll get to the 4 specific games that we're talking about right now. Because the fundamental decision driver for any decision that we make, anything we're going to talk about today, is the long-term health of Xbox. That we're running a growing platform that's reaching more players, that our games are having as much success as possible. And I do have a fundamental belief that over the next 5 or 10 years, exclusive games that are exclusive to one piece of hardware, are going to be a smaller and smaller part of the game industry. And that's not some great insight, because if you look at the last 10 years what the biggest games are today, it's a natural place. Whether it's one console and PC, multiple consoles, mobile console and PC, you see big games landing on multiple platforms. And we want to be a great platform for creators that are trying to realize that potential. But now back to the specifics of the question on
announcing the game.
4 specific titles. We looked at games that are over a year old. So they've been on Xbox and PC for a while.
What is this podcast? What is the point?
A couple of the games are community-driven games, new games that kind of first iterations of a franchise that have reached their full potential, I'd say, on Xbox and PC. There's always growth. Franchises that we obviously want to continue to invest in, part of having the ability to continue to invest is that the businesses behind those franchises continue. We think it's important that these service-based games that have communities behind them, that they can have confidence that they're going to exist in the future. So 2 of them, kind of community-driven games that will end up on other platforms and give us the ability to continue to invest in them. We think that's great for the business, and great for the communities, more players to play with.
Maybe?
I'd say 2 of the other games are smaller games that were never really meant to be built as kind of platform exclusives and all the fanfare that goes around that. But games that our teams really wanted to go build, that we love supporting creative endeavors across our studios, regardless of size. And as they've realized their full potential on Xbox and PC, we see an opportunity to utilize the other platforms as a place to drive more business value out of those games, allowing us to invest in maybe future iterations of those, so sequels to those, or just other games like that in our portfolio. And when we don't damage Xbox and we can grow our business using what other platforms have and to help us with that, we're going to do that. And that's really the story behind these 4 games. And last thing I'll say, looking forward, I think there is an interesting story for us of introducing Xbox franchises to players on other platforms to get them more interested in Xbox. We think there's a good brand value for Xbox there. So 4 games, no promise beyond that. So if you're on those other platforms and you see these 4 games coming, please don't take it as some signal that everything's coming. It's not. And we're going to learn.
So when you are thinking about the future and this concept of live...
So because I'm talking about the future now, what do you guys think, honestly? I think this completely messed up this podcast. You're either going third party, what's this, a test? A test? What, to see if people play those games on other systems? I don't understand what this is. This is weird. This is not what I expected. I mean, what is success? Is he saying after every year, potentially games are going to come on other platforms? Are all the live service games going to come to other platforms? They keep saying that. They even say it themselves. They see within 5 years there's not going to be any exclusives locked down to a system. Okay, well, go for it then. Become third party. I just don't understand what this is. I don't get it. We've got more information from these leaks. I don't know. There was that Cole Eastwood guy, who normally has not the best sources, did say it's not going to be as bad as you think. And obviously there's a lot of rumors about Starfield coming. Anyway, let's keep moving. Let's keep watching.
Live service games that can benefit from bigger audiences, new audiences. How does that apply to future titles and how you're applying that criteria there?
Good question.
Yeah, there's really no fundamental change to how we think about exclusivity. We just came out of Developer Direct, which was an awesome show, where we showed great games that are coming to Xbox and PC and cloud, which really makes them accessible to hundreds of millions of people. So it's this kind of, we're really focused on a couple platforms.
You can tell he doesn't want to do this.
But our key of play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want, when everybody plays, we all win. These have been part of our strategy for years and will continue to be. Our focus is on how do we continue to grow the games industry by reaching more players in more places, and how do we grow Xbox as part of that. Xbox is a hardware platform, Xbox is a publisher of great games, and Xbox as a platform for the world's best creators.
Mm-hmm. And then knowing that, how do we think about our first-party games and Game Pass?
Yeah, well, to build on what Phil just said, one thing I would add, as you were talking about growth, is just that we've sort of seen this inversion over the last 5 years where it used to be that the platform was the biggest thing.
That's right.
And the games would sort of tuck in within the platform. Today, big games like a Roblox or a Fortnite could actually be bigger than any one platform. And that really has changed the way that we think about things. So in the midst of all that, I think we at First Party can come back to sort of some core principles. First, that all of our games will be on the Xbox platform. Second, all of our games will go into Game Pass on day one. And third, we know that Game Pass will only be available on Xbox. So there's sort of starting points for us. As Phil mentioned, there are games today that you can play that only can be found on Xbox. And at the same time, we want to bring more of our games to more players. So we're going to continue to look at that.
Are going
kind of
Third party,
moving
but that's it.
aside, though, from some of those and thinking more about what does it really mean for the player, to me, the two key things are cross-play and cross-save. Those things allow us to deliver on the promise of Xbox, which is play with your friends where they are, play on the devices you want, play the games you want. So that is really only possible at a practical level when you know that your saves and your player are going to be able to move across all those parts.
That's fair, I guess.
So not all of our games today are necessarily built to take advantage of that. There still will be some games that don't. As we bring more teams into the Xbox family, there's some catch up to do as we get there. But that cross-play, cross-save is like so fundamental to what we're doing, and I think is something that we as first party get such a good benefit from being so close to the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things, like you said, all of our games are always in Game Pass. And so I'm excited to announce, with the coming together that we had with Activision Blizzard King, that Activision and Blizzard games are coming to Game Pass, starting with Diablo 4 on March 28th, which I'm super excited to share today.
We've got Game Pass.
And
Don't
it's
worry.
all part of our commitment to make Xbox, the Xbox experience, and the games that we build as widely available as
That is a
possible.
big deal, though,
so
I
now
guess.
the 34 million Game Pass members
We don't know what the
can all
games are.
enjoy
They're not
the
announcing them.
fantastic
So we have to
experience
guess.
of Diablo 4.
You have to
Amazing.
guess.
Can we come back to the point, Phil, you mentioned at the top, this isn't really a change in strategy for us. Can you recap for me how it isn't?
It clearly is.
And I thought both Matt and Sarah did a really nice job of talking about what we're doing on Xbox, where we're going. If you take a platform feature like Xbox Play Anywhere, which has been a promise that we've made on our first-party games, that you can buy our game once, you're going to get to play across Xbox and Windows. I think we're the only platform that does this. That makes it possible for you not only to play with your friends wherever they are, but to know that
very
you actually
tight-lipped.
have multiple
Weird.
entitlements to the games.
Very weird.
I think that's a technology I would love to see applied to more platforms. But it is this view that people are going to play Xbox in multiple places. Whether it's play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want, whether it's content, community, and cloud, whether it's when everybody plays, we all win. Like we've had different taglines, different strategy, kind of words that we've used, but always with this view that Xbox is a platform for creators who want to reach the most players. Our investments in xCloud, our investments in franchises like Minecraft and now Call of Duty and other large franchises so that we learn how to build those. This has been a strategy that we've been on for, I'd say, a decade. It's not about one device. It's not about games in service of a device, but rather the devices that people want to play on should be in service of making the games as big and popular as they possibly could be. Because really a healthy creator community on Xbox, a healthy creator community in gaming all up is the thing that all of us as game players should be voting for, because that's the thing that will lead to the best long-term success and growth in this industry.
And my understanding just from listening and learning from you three over the past few weeks, just understanding what's happening with Xbox, is that we see trends with player behavior where people are playing on multiple devices. That is the reality. And we have put some games out on multiple platforms before. So my understanding is that that's been good for players. How does that come back to the business with all of that in mind?
Yeah, as you said, we have shipped games on other platforms. In fact, realistically, if you look with the addition of Activision and Blizzard and ZeniMax, we're one of the largest game publishers on PlayStation. We're one of the largest publishers on the Nintendo Switch, especially when you put Minecraft into the equation as well. And now we're one of the largest publishers on mobile platforms as well.
What is the
And
hype,
that's
Scott? I don't know what the
not
hype is right
something
now.
That
I don't know.
we
I
want
was
to
expecting
back
a bit more
away
than
from.
this.
We want to continue to be building
Won't learn anything.
great games that millions and millions of people can love, and that they can play those games where they want to go play. But we do understand the business success that Xbox has to have. Us as leaders in this business, the system today, the system that all the companies that we play video games from, is a world of you got to be growing your business. Growth in our Xbox business is critical to the long-term health of Xbox. Many people know I've been on Xbox for over 20 years. And I want to make sure Xbox is in the best position for the next 20 years.
It's not,
that
not
means
answered anyone's
healthy player
questions
community,
at all.
healthy creator
There's no
community,
clarity.
and healthy
There's still,
business.
there's more
So
confusion.
when we look at opportunities to allow more people to play, more people engage, more people to buy, more people to subscribe, it's all about putting Xbox in the best position. And our hardware is a critical component of that. The absolute best experience somebody has on Xbox is hardware that your team builds and that people play on. But that's not going to be everybody. We fully accepted that we're going to have Xbox players across all kinds of devices.
So I think a lot of people think about 2023 as this incredible year for gaming. And in a lot of ways it was. There were some really amazing releases that I think we all enjoyed. But what were the signals behind the scenes that maybe indicated how we wanted to look at the future of Xbox and how we kind of keep up with the industry?
Are you going third party or you're not going third party?
Such a good question. And I think it's as people who care about the industry, which I assume is people who are watching this, it was an amazing year. Some great launches, some of the games that I think will stand the test of time and people will be talking about a decade from now. But it's an industry that didn't really grow. And what happens when an industry doesn't grow? You end up with some job eliminations, which we had. We had even our own hard decisions to make about building a sustainable business for ourselves, but in no way were we alone
70 billion
in that.
Let go
when you think about a healthy industry, I want players who believe that they will find the best games on the platforms that they love. I want people who invest their careers in working here to feel like this is a place that they can be successful. And that really is down to being part of an industry that is growing. If you listen to Lisa Su, the AMD CEO, she'll say that AMD-powered consoles are likely to decline in 2024. I think there's an amazing set of games coming in 2024, but if we don't get to growing as an industry, the industry will struggle. And today there's really two choices on how do you grow the industry. Do you say I have a fixed number of players, the players that we have today, and do I find new ways to monetize those players to get more money from the players that I have?
And then they sacked everyone.
Or do you think about how do I expand the business I have by finding new players and adding those to the base of players that already play? Our focus on Xbox for the last decade has really been on that latter point of how do we make sure Xbox is growing for our players, growing for our creators, so those people are finding success on our platform, which will grow the Xbox business and put Xbox in a position to be very strong for years and decades to come.
Matt, earlier you were talking about these growing gaming communities, how they're incredibly large and comparable on such a different level when we think about console audiences. Like you mentioned Roblox, you mentioned Fortnite. So how are we're obviously thinking about our responsibility, our hardware responsibility is supporting the growth of gaming communities. How has that actually shown up for the players? Are there other games we can speak to from our portfolio?
Well, as Phil mentioned, two of the biggest ones for us, Call of Duty and Minecraft, they are driven just from the bottom up by the communities of people that play those games, which is so great. I think about it, for the player community, it comes down to where are the friends, where are the people you play with, and then equally important is where have you built up your library of games, right? Where have you invested? Where's that library? I think those two things probably are some of the biggest influences on where people choose to play and what devices they choose to play. When we think about, on the other side, the developer side, just any game developer wants their game to find the biggest audience possible. That's just the nature of building a game. You want people to enjoy and participate in what you've made. And I think we're in a unique position to deliver on that just because we are the platform. We build hardware, we've got a first-party games group, and then we've got a system that ties that together, that brings together your friends, your progression, your achievements, all of that. And I think that's really what has contributed to the momentum behind some of these communities.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at, just step back and you look at the history of the industry, we've moved from a place where it used to be that someone built and launched a game to accelerate hardware to actually the things we do with our hardware and with our platform are all in service of making those games bigger. And we think about that across all of the investments we make, the consoles we build, the investments we do with things like cross-play, cross-progression, the things that we're doing with cloud. How do we actually give more options to game creators so they can have the greatest success?
Full of it.
I think one of the fun recent examples about this is actually Palworld. Palworld was able to launch. They were a game preview. They launched in Game Pass. They also simultaneously launched in Steam. And through the combination of those things, Pocket Pair was able to have this outsized success. And it was the largest third-party Game Pass launch ever. And that's all because we give creators options on how they can launch their games. We've got subscription, we've got retail, we've got free-to-play, we've got game preview. We have the consoles, we have our experience on PC, and they can access all of those things. And when we step back and we just look at the performance of our platform all up, we know it's working. We're at the highest level of users on console, the highest level of users on PC, the highest level of users on cloud ever. We have double-digit growth rate on PC and cloud, places where we're enabling creators to actually reach new players beyond the console ecosystem. And that's why we're leaning into it and doing more, because we see all those signals.
So we're talking about the role that hardware plays for creators, for the games and those communities. What about the role that hardware plays for us as a business, for Xbox?
When we look at our hardware, it really is, and Phil said this earlier, it's where you get like the most flagship seminal experience of Xbox. And it also represents a developer target. Our developers can build the specs of our hardware, and we invest to make sure they know when they do that the games are going to run great on our hardware, but they're also going to be able to be accessed across any screen because of all the other investments we make. So we're giving them an easy way to access as many players as possible. And we actually have more creators right now building for Xbox than ever before by nature, thousands of them by nature of those investments. And we got more to come. There's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday. And we're also invested in the next generation roadmap. And what we're really focused on there is delivering the largest technical leap you will have ever seen in a hardware generation, which makes it better for players and better for creators and the visions that they're building.
And then when we're talking about hardware too, there's these other considerations that are really important to our community, probably to each one of ourselves as well. When you talk about library, because I want to dig in on that a little bit more. You know, as we talk about cloud in the wider entertainment industry, there's conversations about streaming. How is that impacting how I own my content that I'm invested in? So what can we say about our stance around game preservation?
Yeah, you know, one of the highlights for me of being in this position was getting to stand on stage when we announced the back compat coming to Xbox One. Like, it was fantastic. People were reading the teleprompter before I could read it. Slow reader, and just feeling the energy in the auditorium as we were saying that and online. You know, one of the cues I think us as being part of Microsoft take is looking at Windows and how Windows over decades has maintained software compatibility with things that are built on it. Like, I can still go back and play some of the games that I love playing on Windows from decades ago, and it will still run. And we try to bring that same view to consoles. It's harder in console because the line between what the hardware is and what the game is in consoles is traditionally, it's tighter, which makes compatibility, you end up doing these generational compatibilities that we've built. But I will say compatibility, the ability to not only play the games, but my saves are still there with our cloud save systems to try to keep the services up as long as we can so that people can play is a tenet of what we are as Xbox. It's at our foundation. And when we look at future hardware generations and what we're going to support, making sure that we respect, which is the word I use, respect the investments that people have made in Xbox going forward is fundamental. And the fact that you get entitlements when you buy a game from us on both Windows and Xbox also means you have the ability to play that game across a multitude of devices, which I think furthers the compatibility of the games that you own.
Can we go back to what Xbox stands for today? I think we've pretty much covered all of the elements, but if you could break it down for me.
You know, when you play on Xbox, what we're saying is you're playing on a platform where you know the biggest games in the world are always going to be. You're playing on a platform where you get to access Game Pass. And all of the games from our incredible range of studios will always launch in Game Pass day one. And you're playing on a platform that's dedicated to you, like player-first features, cross-play, cross-save, cross-progression, backwards compatibility, being able to play your games in your library anywhere you want because of the investments that we make in cloud gaming. And so you're playing somewhere where you're investing and you know you get to take the games forward with you and across all of the screens where you are. And I think most importantly, Xbox is a place where you know when you're investing in Xbox, you're investing somewhere that is dedicated to making games more successful and creators more successful so that they can invest more to bring even better experiences to you all of the time.
Yeah, just that investment in the studios is so, and we feel that as part of first party with the platform proximity. You know, it's kind of amazing now to look out across all the studios we've got.
Thank you, Ross.
And just be reminded that we're now one of the biggest development organizations in the industry. What does that mean for players? it means that the biggest games are going to continue to come to Xbox. And this 2024, the year coming up, we've got more than 10 major releases coming up. Great stuff. Hellblade 2. We've got Diablo expansion. We've got Avowed, Ara, the Indiana Jones game. And there's more in development, which I think we're going to be able to share more about at our June showcase coming up pretty soon.
Well, I guess I should get ready to work on that show. Well, thank you all for showing up on the podcast today, and we'll see the rest of you this June.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tina.
Thank you.
Oh man, I don't want to say. I don't know what to say. I was expecting a bit more clarity with what they're going to be doing in the future. Again, it would have been nice to have a commitment to say every Activision game, day and date on PlayStation, on Switch, blah, 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 or Bethesda game, blah, 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 day and date on PlayStation or whatever. It just wasn't very clear. It was like 4 games. We're not going to announce the games, but yes, they're coming at some point. I just don't understand the point. I did not understand the point. I got more information from the leaks. And from the leaks, we've worked out that basically low L ponies. Okay. What's that? What? Okay, whatever. Big L for ponies. It's probably one of the worst podcasts known to man, but yes, an L for ponies. What's PlayStation got to do with it? They're not deciding what Xbox does. Anyway, so from what we believe, there's like an inner conflict. The people at the very top of Microsoft would prefer if all the games went pretty much third party. They turned into more of like a third party studio with hardware. People like Matt Booty, Phil Spencer would prefer to stick with their current directory, stick with Game Pass. It's clear that the maths and stuff around Game Pass don't really add up. And they're trying to do obviously these early access launches. But again, it's still not quite adding up. Games cost a lot of money to make. And yes, the Game Pass subscription has pretty much stayed pretty steady, even with Activision. The console sales have not gone up since they bought Activision. And they're trying to find a way to make more money. That's the bread and butter of it. Game Pass is great. It's a great deal for the gamer, great deal for parents and stuff. Game Pass is great. There's no doubt Game Pass is great, but they have to somehow almost like fund Game Pass. Subscriptions are struggling. Even I think the only subscription I'd never hear any concerns about is Spotify. Every like Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, their numbers are dropping. It's stuff. The making content is expensive, very expensive. Yeah, it would have been really nice to have some clarity on the future. There's probably more question marks after watching this. Well, they didn't even confirm the games, even though pretty much all the games have been confirmed elsewhere. Feels like, yeah, well, it's happening. 4 games are coming at some point. Don't know when, but I don't know. Yeah, so 34 million Game Pass subscribers. I believe that's around about 30. I think it's 30 to 35. But again, they don't share the info anymore because they don't want to share it, because it would probably have a negative effect on shares and stuff because it's just not going up. People at the top, people with shares, want to see numbers going up, and they're not going up. It's the same for PlayStation. They wanted to sell last year 25 million consoles. They only sold 21. It sounds kind of crazy to me. 21 sounds quite a lot. But again, they didn't meet their targets and their shares have dropped. Yeah. Microsoft Netflix of the gaming is bad. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Yeah, 4 games for a start. Again, yeah, you're right. They're probably going to release more, unless this does terribly. Like, just I don't know. Maybe they release these 4 games on PlayStation, on Nintendo Switch, and then no one buys them, and they're like, whatever, we'll just go back to what we were doing before. It's just very weird. We know Xbox has been buying PlayStation dev kits, Xbox dev kits. It's just weird. That why are they still being so secretive? Just announce the games at least. At least go releasing Sea of Thieves in March. We're releasing Hi-Fi Rush in November of this year. Or just say like every first party game is gonna be a year exclusive on Xbox, and then eventually it'll come out on Switch and PlayStation, because we're for the player. Just I don't know. It's just more confusion. Diablo 4, it was coming to Game Pass in March, which is massive. They confirmed there's going to be some kind of hardware announced in the summer, which will be June, I'd imagine. They've announced they're still going to be doing hardware, so there's going to be the most ultimate powerful Xbox of all time. The biggest jump ever in video games. When is 2K FIFA come out? Is that even announced yet? Well, the leaked games, they don't sound as though they're going to do great, except for Sea of Thieves. The Sea of Thieves might do okay. I don't know. I don't know, PS5 will probably not surpass the PS4 sales. I think it's roughly in line with PS4, or very similar or close. But yeah, it may never reach the PS4 numbers. And again, even though it's doing well, PS5 sales, they're not going up. So that's why obviously there's rumors of PlayStation leaning a bit towards PC. I don't see a narrative where PlayStation releases Spider-Man 3 at the same time on PC. But further down the line, in the many, many years to come, who knows? I don't know. Yeah, PS5 Pro is going to get announced at some point, we believe, as well. It sounds like Xbox is doing something. Okay, I don't even like the chat around a PS5 Pro or the next like Xbox feels so early. We haven't really had many 10 out of 10 must-play games on this generation. It just hasn't happened yet. There's been some good games, but nothing special. Not like a PS4 or PS3 or Xbox 360. Even the Xbox One generation was better than this, personally. But there we go. You guys have got any comments? Otherwise, we will end it there. It was good that they did say they were going to do crossplay, cross-save. So if you have Sea of Thieves friends that have an Xbox and you're jumping on with PlayStation, I think that's pretty good. They will go up when Xbox is going to release everything on PS5, though. Why buy a Series X, which is more expensive when it happens? Yeah, I don't know. There's going to be a big question mark around, do you buy the next Xbox? A massive question, where you have the option to pick and choose the games you want. With Game Pass as well, not everybody has the time to check out the new Game Pass release. They just don't. They just don't have the time. They do not have the time. How's Skull and Bones? I personally like it, but it's definitely flawed, and I think the price of the game is a bit high. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying making videos on it. Yeah, I wouldn't say Spider-Man and Horizon are 10 out of 10 games, but they're good games. They're good games. I don't think even Spider-Man 2 is a great game. But is it I need this platform game? I need to play this game right now. I don't think it is. I don't know. It's up to... Same for Xbox. I don't think there's anything on Xbox. I can't think of any game on Xbox. Starfield is supposed to be that game, but it wasn't. I'm sorry, it just wasn't that game. I don't know. I also personally like it. I don't think it should be a live service. It should be... one sec, my thing's in the way. A single player with co-op option. Is that Skull and Bones? Yeah. I like Skull and Bones. I think it's okay. Again, I think it's a bit overpriced. I like to see multiplayer in Spider-Man 2. I'm guessing you mean co-op. That would make sense. Yes, I only have an Xbox for Bethesda exclusives. So disappointed with Starfield. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. The fact you bought an Xbox for Bethesda, and then the Bethesda game. The one game that I'm really intrigued to see is Doom. When Doom comes out, will that launch on PlayStation? That's a question mark around that. Again, Elder Scrolls. If PlayStation still has that massive install base, does Xbox ignore that? Ooh. I have Spider-Man Remastered on Steam, and I haven't even played it. Honestly, Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man might be better than the second Spider-Man. I really liked Spider-Man. It was good. Game Pass is great. Great cost is affordable. I prefer owning games than renting. Yeah, I get that. I honestly, I want to go more towards like having physical versions of my games, which is really difficult for my job. But I do like having like physical games. Hope PSN players get to experience Hi-Fi Rush. That game was awesome. I never got around to playing it. Had a classic gamer. Yeah, this has been a fun discussion. There hasn't been too many. I think I spotted like one stupid comment. Thank you for the comments being awesome. I'm just trying to be. I think I do naturally side with PlayStation normally, but I have the consoles. I don't honestly care. I don't use Game Pass that much. I'm sure I'm a little bit biased. I'm sure I am, but honestly, I love good games. I can't wait for Hellblade. I can't wait to play Indiana Jones. What else have they got coming out? I forgot one of their games. What game am I thinking? I can't think what it is. Can't wait for obviously the new Elder Scrolls. Yes, I didn't like Starfield. I played for it once. I was done. It was okay. It was alright. Psychonauts 2 was really good. Yeah, that's true. That also launched on PS4, didn't it? Console war or not, it sucks when a corporation screws over their fans. Yeah, I think I would understand if you only have an Xbox and you're like very, very like pro Xbox. I could see why. Oh, Blade. Yeah, Blade, that's interesting. Could Blade come out on PlayStation? I could see why this news would upset you. 100%. I could see why you'd be like, this sucks. This really sucks. Yeah, I'm calling you civilized. I know. Madness. A YouTube chat. Credit to my subscribers and the people watching. It was a decent chat. It was a fair chat. We had one person call everyone a pony, but that was about it. I traded my Xbox Series X for the Rogue Ally. Okay. That's a good idea. Well, it depends on how you play. Yeah, the 360 was so good. The amount of 360 games I've got on this wall over here is mad. Absolutely mad. I was a 360 fanboy. Can't wait for GTA 6. Yep, that's going to be massive. Again, PlayStation's got a massive install base. I do feel like people, when they naturally go and buy that game, are going to want to pick up a PS5. Yeah. It's not quite on PC, so... Honestly, Xbox and particularly PlayStation should hold Rockstar with both hands and say, thank you for not releasing it on PC, because it would, I think it would take away a lot of sales. Can't wait to watch you play Test Drive Solar Crown. Oh, it's going to be good. That's going to be so good. I can't wait as well. Can't wait. We're getting the stream now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, thank you for the civilized chat. Very mature. A few random people came in, but it's all good. Could we see some 360 walkthroughs? Maybe. When it gets a little bit quiet, I definitely go back to play some old games again. I also want an Xbox to replay Max Payne 3. That is a quality game. Quality game. Same here. I'm still amazed that the PS3 outside the 360. It did. Eventually it did. It was behind for a long, long time. But what happened, what PlayStation does really well, Genie, is they end the generation solid, like big games. Last of Us, I think, ended the last generation. I think Part 2 ended the PS4 generation. They end generation so well that you automatically go, oh, I should put it by the next console. And it works really well. Really well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you want to see more stuff like this, just chatting about games in the future, I was hoping this would be a bit more of a poignant, epic podcast to react to in typical fashion. It didn't quite happen, but there we go. We live and learn. The amount of times I'm let down by these streams and these announcements and stuff is just madness. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye. PS3 was crap back in the day. No, PS3 was a solid console. I love my PS3 and my Xbox 360. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Be safe out there. And yeah, bye-bye. This was good fun. This was good. This was very good.